History of Singapore. This small island is located in Southeast Asia, between the South China Sea and the Strait of Malacca, and its neighbors include Malaysia to the north and Indonesia to the south. Early history. Singapore was known as an important trading port in the 14th century. At that time, the island was part of the Malay Empire. But in 1819, Sir Stamford Raffles, a British representative, came to the island and established it as a trading base. This was the beginning of huge changes in the history of Singapore. Colonialism and World War II. In 1867, Singapore became a British colony and was occupied by Japan during World War II in 1942. This dark period in Singapore's history lasted until 1945. After the war, the people of Singapore sought independence and development. Finally, on August 9, 1965, Singapore officially separated from Malaysia and became an independent country. Under the leadership of Lee Kuan Yew, Singapore's first prime minister, the country began to develop rapidly. Singapore became one of the fastest growing economies in the world by investing in education, infrastructure, and technology. Culture of Singapore. Cultural diversity. Singapore is home to over 5 million people and is made up of three main ethnic groups: Chinese, about 75%, Malay, about 13%, and Indian, about 9%. This cultural diversity has created a rich environment of customs, languages, and cuisine. Language and literature. In Singapore, there are 4 official languages: English, Mandarin, Malay, and Tamil. English is used as the main language of business and education. Singaporean literature is also influenced by this cultural diversity, and many famous writers have been introduced to the world from the country. Festivals and events. Singapore is known for its colorful festivals. From the Chinese New Year to the Indian Diwali and the Malay Eid al-Fitr, each of these festivals symbolizes its own culture. For example, the Chinese New Year celebration is one of the biggest, with beautiful fireworks and amazing parades. Local foods. Food in Singapore is a unique cultural experience. The country is known for its street food. From nasi lemak to Hainanese chicken rice and laksa, each dish tells a story about the history and culture of the land. It is interesting to know that Singapore was named a UNESCO World Food City in 2018. Art and architecture. Singapore's culture is also reflected in its art and architecture. Modern buildings like Marina Bay Sands and the Fine Arts Museum sit alongside historic temples like the Sri Maramani Temple and the Sultan Mosque. This contrast gives the city a special beauty. Nature of Singapore. Singapore is an island nation consisting of 63 islands and 5 main regions. The country is known for its rapid and modern development, but in the heart of these bustling cities, there is also stunning nature. Parks and gardens. Singapore is famous for its spectacular parks and gardens. One of the most famous is the Gardens by the Bay, which opened in 2012. The gardens include 2 large greenhouses and 18 artificial super trees that reach a height of 50 meters. The gardens are not only a place to enjoy nature, but are also designed with green technologies. Rainforests. Singapore also has unique rainforests. The Bukit Timah Nature Reserve is one of the last intact rainforests in Singapore, covering an area of 163 hectares. The park is home to over 800 species of flora and fauna, and its peak is the highest point in Singapore at 163 meters. Beautiful beaches. Singapore's beaches should not be forgotten either. Sentosa Island, with its sandy beaches and blue waters, is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the country. The island is known as a recreational paradise and offers activities such as swimming, diving, and water sports to visitors. Wildlife. Singapore's wildlife is also very attractive. The Singapore Zoo is one of the best zoos in the world, designed in a natural and open space. The zoo is home to over 280 species of animals and offers a variety of educational programs for visitors. Singapore economy. How has this small island with an area of only 731 square kilometers managed to become one of the world's major financial and commercial centers? Economic growth. Singapore has experienced significant economic growth in recent decades. According to statistics, the country's gross domestic product, GDP, reached about $400 billion in 2022 and is predicted to approach $420 billion in 2023. This growth means that Singapore has one of the highest per capita incomes in the world at about $70,000. Economic diversity. Singapore's economy is highly diversified. The country is known as a global financial center and is home to more than 700 international banks and financial institutions. Manufacturing, information technology, and tourism also play an important role in the Singapore economy. For example, the electronics industry accounted for about 25% of Singapore's total exports in 2022. Economic policies. One of the key factors in Singapore's economic success is the government's smart economic policies. Singapore has made it easy to attract foreign investment by creating a business-friendly environment. The country's corporate tax rate is just 17%, one of the lowest in the world. The future of Singapore's economy. The Singaporean government is investing heavily in green and digital technologies to move towards a sustainable economy. It is predicted that digital technologies will contribute 25% to GDP by 2030. Politics of Singapore, governance and political system. Singapore is a parliamentary republic with a president as head of state and a prime minister as head of government. The People's Pragmatist Party, PAP, has ruled the country since independence in 1965, holding over 80% of the seats in parliament. This political stability has allowed Singapore to implement long-term policies without interruption. Transparency and anti-corruption. One of the distinguishing features of Singapore's political system is transparency and a serious fight against corruption. According to Transparency International, Singapore was ranked the fourth least corrupt country in the world in 2022, with a score of 83 out of 100. This has increased public trust and attracted foreign investment. Social and economic policies. The Singaporean government focuses on social and economic policies. Welfare programs, including public housing, quality education, and free healthcare, have improved the quality of life of citizens. Singapore also has one of the lowest unemployment rates in the world, at around 2.2%. These achievements are the result of careful planning and investment in human resources. Challenges and the future. Despite its many successes, Singapore also faces challenges. An aging population and income inequality are among the issues that the government needs to address. However, given Singapore's innovative and flexible approach, it is expected that the country will be able to overcome these challenges well.
Which country is next?